Would you please stand if you're able and join me in prayer? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. This is a special day, a day that you have made for us to celebrate the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy class of 2025 and welcome them into our pharmacy family. Thank you for these students who are not only receiving their white coats, but embarking upon a wonderful journey. Even though we're still facing unprecedented challenges, we are certainly thankful to be here. As these students begin their first professional year, I pray a prayer of encouragement for each one of them. Thank you, Father, for their families that they will look to for support. Please bless them. Father, fill each student with enthusiasm, confidence, and a heart to learn and grow. Lead them through this journey, not in a hurried rush, but rather help them to take the time to enjoy the adventures and blessings that you have prepared for them along the way while they are fulfilling the purpose you have for them. Father, I pray for our administration, faculty, and staff as they lead, guide, and instruct these students. I would also pray for a hedge of protection around each and every one of us as we navigate through this school year. And we thank you for all that you're going to accomplish through us according to your perfect will. In your precious name, Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Good afternoon. Welcome to the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy's White Coat Ceremony for this, our class of 2025. I'm Dr. Julie Cease, and it is my honor to serve our college at this time as interim dean. I bring greetings as well from Interim Provost Cutler, who we're lucky enough to have with us this evening. Provost Cutler, if you would stand up and just say hello, we'd appreciate it, sir. And I also bring greetings from the Honorable Hugh Mobley, our Board of Trustees representative. And it is truly my pleasure to welcome you all here today, both those joining us in person and those joining us virtually. We had certainly hoped for a return to a full capacity for this ceremony today, but the ongoing pandemic caused us to have to place limits on the number of persons we could safely bring together in this place. So for those unable to be with us in person today, thank you for your understanding, and please know that we are very much looking forward to future opportunities and celebrations over the next 4 years when we'll once again be able to welcome everyone live and in person. Please know that our college places a high value on relationship, and nothing will bring us more happiness than to once again be able to gather together without any limitations for special events like the one we're celebrating today. This is indeed a special day in the lives of our newest student pharmacists. It marks their official transformation from layperson to member of the pharmacy profession, and today we honor the choice these students have made to dedicate their professional lives to the service of others. As we started with today's ceremony, I would like to take a moment to recognize those who helped to make this ceremony and today possible through the donation of one or more white coats. If you would, please stand as your name is called. Pharmacy alumna Debbie Francis and Debbie Tapley, joined by Debbie's sister Sherry Vigue. Leslie Eaton Gooding and William Gooding. Vicki Goff, Carol and Ray Kitchen, Pharmacy alumni Susan Mosher and Bill Mosher, Pharmacy alumnus Dr. Jared Tippins, and Pharmacy alumni Dr. Julia Mims. Thank you. We also recognize that there are additional white coat donors among our college faculty and staff, some of whom are behind me here on the stage, and others are located potentially out in the audience as well. And so for our faculty and staff or anyone else who maybe contributed the gift of a white coat for the class of 2025, please also stand at this time, as we would like to recognize each of you as well. Each year, the College of Pharmacy selects one alumna or alumnus to receive our Outstanding Alumni Award. This honor is bestowed upon an individual who has demonstrated outstanding commitment to their professional area of service and dedication to the College of Pharmacy. This past year's recipient was Dr. Julia Mims, and we are so glad that she was able to join us in this capacity today as well. Thank you, Dr. Mims. On Monday, I shared with the class of 2025 that I hoped they would begin to feel 4 things this week. Those feelings were pride, responsibility, supported, and ready. I would like to share with you all a bit of what I hope they've come to know over the course of the past week, so let's begin with pride. I'm proud to say that I too received my very first white coat here, and that I graduated from the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy. This university and this College of Pharmacy have been educating pharmacists for the state of South Carolina and beyond for more than 150 years. So, as you watch these students don their white coats for the first time today, you are watching them put on a legacy that is over 1.5 centuries old. I hope each time they put on their white coat, they'll feel the same sense of pride that I feel. Pride in our profession, pride for being part of the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy family as well. With the white coat comes the next feeling I mentioned, that being one of great responsibility. The wearer of the white coat must take on a great amount of responsibility, as that coat symbolizes many things: professionalism, knowledge, empathy, respect, and concern for others above oneself. It also signifies to the world that the wearer is a representative of both this college and of the profession of pharmacy. It stands for trust, the trust that patients and the public place in the ability of their pharmacist to provide the best care and the best information possible. Students, remember, your patients will rely on you at moments when they're afraid, when they are at their very most vulnerable, when they're in pain. You'll become an invaluable resource for them. Never take that trust for granted. The white coat stands for honor, the recognition that you will always do the right thing, even when that right thing is the hardest thing to do, and especially when no one's watching. The coat also stands for motivation, that when you do not have the answer, you'll do all that's within your power to seek guidance in finding the answer, and to take advantage of each and every opportunity to grow your knowledge and your abilities. Yes, I hope that from now on, both while you're wearing your white coat and while it hangs waiting for you to once again slip it on, you'll constantly feel that sense of responsibility, one to be the very best that you can be in all aspects of your life, as you now carry the responsibility of a wearer of that white coat, which means so much. The third feeling I hoped you will feel is one of support. So class of 2025, I cannot promise you that the next 4 years will be easy. In fact, I can promise you that they will not be. I can promise you that these next 4 years will transform you into the very best pharmacist possible, though. One with not only extensive knowledge, but a genuine care for the patients that you will serve. You'll be a pharmacist who is willing to advocate for their patient, their profession, and changes which will improve healthcare. We, in turn, as the faculty of the College of Pharmacy, welcome you into this family, and we promise to uphold our goals to provide you with the best education possible, and to continually challenge you at every turn, and to support you, to ensure that when you graduate in 4 years, you will be prepared to take on the role of pharmacist, ready to carry the responsibility and uphold the ideals of this much respected profession. To the family and friends present live and also virtually today, please know that your loved one is about to embark on a truly challenging journey. When they tell you it's hard, believe them. They will not be exaggerating. But then also encourage them just as you always have, and keep supporting them. knowing that we will be here doing likewise right alongside you, but from within the college. To help this class feel supported, I have a few favors to ask. First, I'd like to ask my faculty colleagues to please stand. Our faculty are nationally recognized for their excellence in education, research, and professional service. I'm certainly grateful to each one of them, and I know that you are going to be as well. Please remain standing if you would. Next, I'd like to add to them our wonderful staff. I think that they may be out in the audience with us. If you all would please stand as well. These are the folks who keep the college running, and they do so much every single day to support our students, both in direct and indirect ways. And now I'd also like to ask all of the parents, spouses, friends, other loved ones present with us, and even those at home virtually, stand up too. By doing so, you are showing support to this class of 2025 as well. So, okay now, class of 2025, you all take a moment, look around you, and appreciate all the support that surrounds you. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Thank you all for standing. Please feel free to take a seat. So, class of 2025, I do hope that you all now feel that last feeling that I mentioned, and that was ready. Putting on the white coat symbolizes that you are ready to accept all these challenges, that you will put forth with every ounce of your being the dedication and perseverance that it will take to complete the next 4 years of learning, not only about medications and dosages and disease states, but you will also devote yourselves to learning all you can about your patients, their particular needs and goals to improve their health. So congratulations on your decision to take on this most noble of challenges, to don that white coat that will signify your devotion to providing care to your patients and to your community. So it also now turn things over because it gives me great pleasure to announce our guest speaker, Dr. Adam Chittum. Adam grew up in Lancaster, South Carolina, where he attended the University of South Carolina, Lancaster for pre-pharmacy. And in 2009, he received his Pharm.D. from the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy. Upon graduating, he worked for CVS until 2014 when he joined the Long's drug family. His focus was on independent retail pharmacy, where he managed locations in Newberry, Irmo, Columbia, and Pamplico, South Carolina. And then in 2019, he turned his focus to the intellectual and developmental disabilities population as the manager of the former Long's closed-door pharmacy, now Tarrytown Expo Care SC. Throughout his career, Adam has shown a passion for preparing students for a career in pharmacy. And earlier this year, he received the 2020-2021 Outstanding Mentor Award for the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy. He is married to Heather Chittum, also a graduate of our program and a pharmacist at Medicine Mart of Lexington, and they have 3 children, Gardner, Hollis, and Reese. And so it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Chittum up to the stage to speak to us. Thank you for being with us today, sir.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. I wanted to give a little more background on myself. Hopefully this is more for the students here, to let you know, even though I've been out of school for a while, how easy it is to relate to you. I'm going to go back to when I was 14 and I started high school. My mother was a teacher at our high school, and I had her twice within a 4-year period. As you can imagine, everyone in that school, administrators and staff, knew me long before I got there. So I towed the line and I was a good student. It wasn't necessarily by choice. I get to 18, it's time to go to college, very exciting. So I go to the University of South Carolina, Lancaster, a branch of the University of South Carolina, and I have the best pre-pharmacy advisor ever. His name was Dad. He also, since the University of South Carolina, Lancaster is not a very big school, at the time was the chemistry professor. Not of one chemistry, of all chemistries. As all of you know, I then had my father teach me 4 semesters in a row of all of our pre-pharmacy chemistries, both organics and both generals. So as you can imagine, the growth that you go through from the ages of 14 to 20, I spent all 6 of those years with a watchful eye on me, if you would say it that way. So, to relate it to you guys now, I finally got to move to Columbia with some buddies, and I was out on my own. And I had been living here a couple of days to a week tops. read between the lines, I had been thoroughly taking advantage of my newly found freedom. So the way this relates, hopefully some of you it may not, you maybe were a little more responsible than I was. It's tough to say this, but it was 16 years ago, late summer 2005. I was sitting right here. I still remember it vividly, even though I wasn't firing on all cylinders when I got here. So you're starting to make memories right now that you're going to remember forever. So hopefully that little brief story will give you some insight into my personality and how I am. So, when Dr. Grant reached out to me with the opportunity to speak at the white coat ceremony, I had a couple emotions that hit me pretty quick. One was extreme pride, then I felt a lot of honor, and the most was probably shock and surprise. After we communicated a little bit further, I then had those emotions overcome by a strong sense of responsibility because I get to speak to you guys here today and hopefully give you my insights as to what my passion for pharmacy is, the values that go across all pharmacists that drive me to be the pharmacist I want to be, as well as some examples along the way. And I was trying to think of something else to speak to you guys about, and I feel like I'd be doing a great disservice if I did not at least give you some honest expectation of what the next 4 years hold. So with that, I would like to start. My passion for pharmacy was about people. I had the science background from my father. I knew I wanted to do something with people, and I had the best example growing up. I had one pharmacist that took care of our family my whole life. His name was Ron Honeycutt. He passed away this past year, and he originally was at Revco. He then opened his own pharmacy and took care of everyone in my family, like I said, my entire life. Once I realized I was going to be going into pharmacy, I spent more time with Ron at his local independent pharmacy and got to see the perfect example of what it means to be a good community retail pharmacist. Every person that walked in the door at Ron's pharmacy had 1,000% trust in whatever he was about to tell them. Every person that walked in the front door might as well have been walking in the front door of his house. So that is my biggest value. Dr. Cease has already put that out there, which is trust. That means the most, and pharmacists are always one of the most trusted professions in healthcare, or professionals. With that white coat, unfortunately, you're not given trust. You then have to earn trust. So there's a few other values that along the way I find personal that build trust within patients and create relationships to allow you to provide better outcomes. The first one is going to be compassion. When someone comes to speak to you and they have whatever their issue is that you're getting ready to counsel them on or help them through, if they don't sense that you truly care about what it is they're telling you and you don't truly care about it, you're already lost. The next would be to have honesty. Unfortunately, in our profession, we don't get to tell patients what they want to hear a lot of times. So you'll learn the proper ways to give the best delivery to get the desired outcome, but you have to be honest. If you're going to be honest, you have to be knowledgeable. I guarantee you when you leave here in 4 years, you will be knowledgeable. So that's going to be guaranteed. The last one, which I find to be the most important, because you can have the previous three and still not earn the trust, and this is what you'll build while you're here, is confidence. When you go to speak to a customer or a patient in whatever setting you're in, if you're not confident in what you're saying, it's really hard to convince someone to put something in them when they don't believe the person telling them is for sure that it's the right thing. So these are the examples that I was given and I got to see firsthand from my local community pharmacy from the time I was very young, those values. So that was my passion when I originally came into pharmacy. A few years back, I then moved to the long-term care area of pharmacy, so I don't get to interact with patients as much. My passion for people has not changed. My passion now is being able to help develop future generations of pharmacists. I usually keep at least a couple new interns every year, and I try to provide the work environment that allows them to enjoy where they work so they stick with me all the way through. I happen to be lucky enough to be a father, and the the same things go with being a parent. My goal for the pharmacists that come in is that when they get to my point in their career, they will hands down be better than me, just like I hope my children will be better than me. So my second passion is helping to develop the future generations, and I may see some of you sometime in the future. The third that I wanted to bring up was it would just be a disservice if I didn't give you guys some honest experiences of mine of what to expect along this journey over the next 4 years. If I had to tell you anything, the main comment would be to enjoy the ride. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs, it's not easy. I'm sure all of you have already, through orientation, figured it out that about 99.9% of pharmacy students and pharmacists are type A personalities. You guys have been on a constant pursuit of perfection for as long as you can remember. Keep that mentality, but also understand you're here now. Once you get here, and I did not understand this at first, and I learned it, and you'll hear about that shortly, is from the time you started orientation, every person that has anything to do with this College of Pharmacy, faculty, staff, everyone, is here, and their main goal is for you to succeed. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. It's almost guaranteed almost every one of you at some point in these 4 years will wake up, potentially with tears in your eyes, and look in the mirror and question if this is really what you want to be doing. I say that just so that you have realistic expectations. When I was in pharmacy school, my father was going through a little bit of a rough time with his health. I feel like I use that as an excuse more than anything else, and for a while, I just quit going to class. I graduated a while back, so there wasn't all this technology to still watch class and do it all. I then still attended my required classes, I got notes from students, I made the grades. I didn't even think anybody would really notice. It didn't take long before I was called in to, at the time, one of our associate dean, Pharm.D's office, and he was greatly concerned. I thought I was going to be in trouble. He was concerned because I was doing okay grade-wise, but that's not the only thing the staff cares about here. After I explained to him how I was feeling, didn't know if this is what I wanted to do, within moments, he had explained to me, I'm not the first one to have these feelings. We're all here to support you. In a 5-minute to 10-minute conversation, my head was back in the right place, and off I went. So enjoy the ride. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. When I was in school, Dean Cease was Dr. Cease, one of our professors. I'm going to tell you about one of my downs. We were in our second semester of P2 year, and at the time the curriculum was slightly different. It was Intro to Pharmacotherapy. I enjoyed Dr. Cease's class so much in the spring semester that I paid a bunch of extra money to have her teach it to me again in the summer. Out of 118, if I remember correctly, students, myself and one other individual did that. You're going to meet people and make great relationships while you're here. That other individual is actually my wife. So, just know that everybody's here to help, and I greatly appreciate you guys letting me come up and speak. So to bring it all back together, my passion's people. The main thing you can get from that is trust. And if you have those core values, I promise you'll be a good pharmacist. The second part is everyone's here for you. When you're here, there's going to be tough times. Lean on your classmates, lean on your faculty, lean on your staff. Most of you will get jobs. Lean on the managers who are there. Everyone's been through it. You're not alone. So I'm glad to stand before you. I wish you the best, and congratulations.
Thank you, sir. That was a great summer. And now for the highlight of our ceremony today, the presentation of the white coats and signing of the Pledge of Professionalism. I'd like to ask Dr. Jean Reeder, our Interim Senior Associate Dean, Dr. Amy Grant, our Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Diversity, Dr. Celeste Calder, the Faculty Advisor for the Class of 2025, and Dr. Chittum to join me in preparing to greet our students as they don their coats and sign the pledge. Dr. Grant, I'll ask that you come on forward and provide some guidance to our class.
Good afternoon. That was weak. 2025, good afternoon. Okay, we've been practicing that all week, just so your family knows. Okay, are we getting excited? Still, are we excited? Okay, all right. Well, I do hope you are very excited, because now is the time when you transition from passively taking everything in that is occurring around you to actively committing to the responsibility you must assume when you accept your first white coat and enter the profession of pharmacy as a student pharmacist. At this time, I want each of you to remember the Pledge of Professionalism document that you read and we discussed this morning. Following this morning's activity, you are all now well aware that this document should guide you through the next 4 years of your journey to becoming a pharmacist. By accepting this pledge, you are agreeing to and will hold yourself accountable for developing a professional identity founded on integrity, ethical behavior, and honor. You will note that the pledge states integrity will be a part of your everyday life, not just those times when you are inside the College of Pharmacy or on a rotation. You are on your way to adding the word pharmacist to your identity. This pledge is necessary as future patients deserve the highest quality of care that you can administer based on the ideals contained within the pledge. Let those thoughts sink in for a moment. When you come to the stage to be recognized by your faculty, family, and friends, each of you will physically sign the Pledge of Professionalism to signify your intent to accept and uphold these principles. You've now taken the first step to becoming a pharmacist by committing to join an ages-old profession. It is that time for each of you to take the next step, which is to don the white coat. Each time you place this white coat on, let it serve as a reminder to always do the right thing, serve patients with compassion, and symbolize the commitment you have taken to lifelong learning. I now ask that the class of 2025 please stand. I ask that each of you pick up your crisp, clean, new white coat. Once you are ready to accept the responsibilities that come along with the white coat, please place the coat on yourself. Okay, I think you've passed your first test. We'll ask the faculty what they think. Okay, all right, they're nodding their heads. All right, now that you have chosen to enter this ever-changing, amazing profession, it is time to recognize each of you individually for the accomplishments you have obtained thus far and welcome you into your USC College of Pharmacy family. Everyone may be seated except the first row of students. Class of 2025, please approach the stage.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As the students approach the stage, just one word I'd like to share with you. There are two very special moments in the life of a pharmacy student. Today is one of them, when they don their white coat. The second is when they walk across this stage and they're given their doctoral hood and be ready to enter the profession. So they're very special moments. So we would ask if you would to please respect their moment in literally the spotlight by refraining from any kind of clapping or applauding and so forth for the individual, because that takes away from the next person in line. We'll give you ample opportunity when everyone's been appropriately recognized to celebrate. I know you're excited. My parents were. You're full of pride, but let's, if you will, please be respectful of each and every one of these 109 young men and women. Thank you very much. I'll be reading the name of the individual, their hometown, and where they attended for their pre-pharmacy program. Ann Abrams, Matthews, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Julianne Anderson, Nesconet, New York, attended the University of South Carolina. Jose Angelo Mercado Antonio, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Anurag Asher, Charlotte, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Rebecca Axon from North South Carolina attended the University of South Carolina. Marcella Babatunde, Greenville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Maggie Barabas, Charleston, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Amber Burrows, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Catherine Bishop, West Point, Virginia, attended the University of South Carolina. Aaron Blaylock, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina Honors College. Malaya Buconfuso, Albany, New York, attended the University of South Carolina. Holden Brown, Boiling Springs, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Valencia Brown, Sumter, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Cullen Buchanan, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Carrie Campanelli, Canton, Ohio, attended Eastern Kentucky University. Jessica Chin, York, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Alexandria Coleman, Augusta, Georgia, attended Augusta University. Naya Conley, Johnson City, Tennessee, attended the University of South Carolina. Christian Corriveau, Uxbridge, Massachusetts, attended the University of South Carolina. Julia Covington, Woodstock, Georgia, attended the University of South Carolina. Sidney Craig, Gastonia, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Caitlin Davis, West Columbia, South Carolina, attended Charleston Southern University. Reagan Dennis, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Alexis Dixon, Marion, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Krista Drozdowski, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Kennedy Duffy, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Samuel Eaton, Fort Mill, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Lucy Edwards, Orland, Pennsylvania, attended the University of South Carolina. Jacob Ernst, Waxhaw, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Rachel Etwaru, Greenville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Ahmed Farhan, Irmo, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Rebecca Fogel, Blackville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Jordan Franklin, St. Matthews, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Gavin Gibbons, Turbeville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Tori Goff, Manning, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Caleb Gosnell, Spartanburg, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina, upstate. Georgia Guest, Lexington, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Kayla Hall, Lancaster, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. George Hanna, Fort Mill, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Miriam Hashem, Greenville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Peter Hiller, Hoffman Estates, Illinois, attended the University of South Carolina. Catherine Heineman, Charleston, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Ellen Hodgden, Raleigh, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Alexander Hogue, Aiken, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Kennedy Howard, Inman, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Landon Howe, Irmo, South Carolina, attended Midlands Technical College. Garrison Hyatt, Chester, South Carolina, attended Clemson University. Lillian James, Orangeburg, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Kelsey Johnson, Rock Hill, South Carolina, attended Lander University. Jonathan June, Sumter, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Julia Keating, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, attended the University of South Carolina. Kendall Kerr, Huntersville, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Christopher Kershaw, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Josh Kim, Lexington, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Branna Kynard from Barnwell, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina, Salkehatchie and Aiken. Olivia Classa, Springfield, Virginia, attended the University of South Carolina. Jacob Christinger, West Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Megan Lamb, Clinton, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Madeline Lemon, Charleston, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Christina Lynn, Lexington, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Catherine Lawless, Anderson, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Jack Lomenick, Newberry, South Carolina, attended Newberry College. Maddie Love, Statesville, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Macy Lucas, Manning, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Stephen Lyons, Simpsonville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Mary Grace Martin, Greenwood, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Joseph McNamara, Bayville, New York, attended the University of South Carolina. Alex McWalters, Spring Lake, New Jersey, attended the University of South Carolina. Morgan Mendez, Germantown, Maryland, attended the University of South Carolina Honors College. Morgan Miller, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Ashley Moffitt, Jeffersonville, Indiana, attended the University of South Carolina. Samuel Moore, Apex, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Leah Moreau, Concord, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Nicole Mortel, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Emery Moss, Charlotte, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Chancellor Wynn, Aiken, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Savannah Odom, Darlington, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Connor Owens, Clover, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Hanal Patel, Conway, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Kunal Patel, Easley, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Shiv Patel, Manning, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Breckenridge, Maryland, attended the University of South Carolina. Daniel Putnam, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Kayla Rice, Anderson, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Abby Reeves, Florence, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Brandon Reyes, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Alexa Rizzer, Piedmont, South Carolina, attended Presbyterian College. Hannah Roche, Granville, Ohio, attended the University of South Carolina. Emily Rudiso, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Haley Schmidt, Simpsonville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Sloan Schwarzenegger, Charlotte, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Karina Simmons, Seattle, Washington, attended the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Gracie Smith, Belmont, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina Honors College. Blake Smith, Elgin, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Rachel Smith from Atlanta, Georgia, attended the University of South Carolina Honors College. Dalen Solomon, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Bianca Scolante, Charlotte, North Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Hannah Stewart, Fort Mill, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Colin Sweeney, Lexington, South Carolina, attended Midlands Technical College. Thomas Taylor, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Allison Tenney, Akron, Ohio, attended the University of Akron. Emily Vitkus, St. Charles, Illinois, attended the University of South Carolina. Caleb Wadden, Lexington, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Andrew Washington, Simpsonville, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Dakira Wilson, Columbia, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Jordan Yarborough, Scranton, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina at Sumter. Dunk Yodis, Charleston, South Carolina, attended the University of South Carolina. Maddie Zedeker, Naperville, Illinois, attended the University of South Carolina. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you've been waiting for. Let's give a roar welcome to the class of 2025. Thank you, and thank you for your patience.
Thank you all. I'd now like to introduce our Student Government Association President, Emily Brackett, to recite the Pledge of Professionalism. Emily?
Good afternoon. My name is Emily Brackett, and it is my honor and pleasure to be speaking with you all today as your student body president. As a Clemson graduate, I have dreamed of the day I get to say, "Go Tigers," in a room full of Gamecocks. Like some of you who came from other colleges and universities other than USC, I may not ever cheer for the Gamecocks in sporting events during my time at the College of Pharmacy. However, my last 2 years on this campus have caused me to adopt "Forever to Thee," because the faculty, staff, and student body continue to shape me into becoming the best healthcare provider and giving me all the tools I need to continue to grow beyond these 4 years of school. Getting your white coat is the seed of this journey of growth. Today, you have many emotions for the future. Hopefully, the strongest feeling is excitement, as it is a huge accomplishment that you are here receiving your white coat. You are also nervous. I mean, it's white, right? The thing about a white coat is it's not only a part of your lab, rotation, or work uniform, it actually becomes a reminder of the good and the bad times, which I promise you will laugh at one day, because it is with you during all of these moments. Your white coat experiences all the things that you do. It is with you during your first lab with Miss Kathy, when you make chapstick in the lab and you spill butterscotch flavor all over the front. This lab moment follows you forever because, trust me, it is absolutely impossible to get out. Your white coat goes with you your first community rotation, when you will have to counsel a real-life patient. You will be reminded of the fluids exam you take during your P2 year every time you put your white coat on. And yes, you still can be a pharmacist even when your confidence takes a hit because you thought you did know those equations. Dr. Cox will ensure you master all of this material when you go on rotation with her. For one of you sitting here today, your white coat will be with you when you come back to the Koger Center, this time knowing what to expect from pharmacy school, and you will speak to the next generation of pharmacists and look back and wonder, how in the world has time gone so fast? I encourage you today to begin thinking, what will my white coat mean to me as I embark on this roller coaster ride that is pharmacy school? Whatever that may be, I can promise that there's a reason your white coat may have a little extra room. And no, I don't mean due to the overconsumption of caffeine and pizza during your time here. You will grow beyond what you can imagine in knowledge, confidence, and passion for this chosen profession. You will grow in respect for what these people behind me do on a daily basis, and even they will tell you that they too continue to grow every day as the profession of pharmacy is ever changing and ever evolving. This morning, you read the Pledge of Professionalism as you prepared for this significant ceremony. As you walked across the stage today, you signed the Pledge of Professionalism. This pledge is your promise to prioritize both care and safety for your future patients. Those patients will entrust to you their own health and well-being, relying on your professionalism today and every day after for them to see a better tomorrow. I will now ask the class of 2025 to rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Professionalism that outlines our actions as pharmacists to signify to your faculty, family, peers, and future patients your intent to accomplish your professional development. Please turn to the Pledge of Professionalism in your program and recite along with me. I, as a student of pharmacy, should develop a sense of loyalty, duty to the profession by being a builder of the community, one able and willing to contribute to the well-being of others, and one who enthusiastically accepts the responsibility and accountability for membership of the profession. Foster professional competency through lifelong learning. I must strive for high ideals, teamwork, and unity within the profession in order to provide optimal patient care. Support my colleagues by actively encouraging personal commitment to the oaths of Maimonides and a code of ethics as set forth by the profession. Incorporate into my life and practice dedication to excellence. This will require an ongoing reassessment of personal and professional values. Maintain the highest ideals and professional attributes to ensure and facilitate the covenantal relationship required of the pharmaceutical caregiver. Congratulations, class of 2025. You made it.
You can be seated for just a moment more. Feel a little bit different now? You have that white coat on. Before we conclude today's ceremony, students, please take this moment to reach into the front pocket of your white coat. You'll find there a card that has the name of an alumni or friend of the College of Pharmacy who has sponsored your coat. We are grateful to the 109 donors who have supported the white coat ceremony through their generosity by purchasing your coat. And we especially want to say thank you to the parents, family members, and friends who helped you arrive at this day. Let's once again give them all a round of applause. So as we conclude, wear your white coat proudly. You'll remember this day many years down the road. Never lose that sense of pride you feel at this moment, and never forget the responsibility that you now carry. Thank you all for being here with us today, and welcome once more to the class of 2025. You are here now at the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy, and we're glad to have you. We look forward to spending the next 4 years watching you grow into the very best pharmacist possible. Thank you.